It's always difficult for me to come up with a worthy recap of a cheerleading season that will adequately honor all of the feats and victories that we faced as a squad. But I will do my best because your varsity cheerleaders deserve to be honored. My time with the varsity cheerleaders started back in July when we all met to spend 5 grueling days at cheerleading camp. It's been years since the Westminster cheerleading program has attended a team camp, so having the opportunity to spend a week together in an intense stunting boot camp was an amazing way to start our season. That 1 week of cheerleading camp, that we like to describe as the most fun we never want to have again, positioned us to start our season off at a higher skill level than we ended our season the previous year. Through all the early morning warm-up sessions, the afternoon jump sessions, the frustration, the injuries, and the sweat involved with cheerleading camp, I began to see the potential of our squad. In fact, if I had to sum up our cheerleading season with one word, I would use the word momentum, because the cheerleading program is clearly moving forward in a great direction. After cheerleading camp, the 9 girls who will soon take this stage to be recognized began practicing, and they practiced hard. They practiced before the school year even started. They practiced once the school year began. They practiced on Fridays, and they even practiced on holidays. Although their season was short, they worked hard. They learned new chants and sidelines so that they could lead their crowd well, and they continued developing their stunting skills. In less than 5 months, all 9 of the varsity cheerleaders made huge strides towards becoming more versatile and more polished cheerleaders, and that is a huge accomplishment. Because in my 17 years of coaching experience, this is the youngest varsity squad I have ever coached. Out of the 9 girls on our squad, 4 were freshmen, 2 were sophomores, 1 was a junior, and I had only 2 seniors. Some of the younger girls on the squad were shy. They came to cheerleading practice not wanting to draw any attention to themselves. Some were completely new to the sport of cheerleading and had a really hard time learning those things that look so simple to the untrained eye, like stunting with palms in your hands, clapping tight, and making sure your feet leave the ground every time something good happens. But as the season wound on, those younger girls who had looked a little uncoordinated at the beginning of the season were transformed into excellent, hardworking, sharp, and strong cheerleaders. And that is due to their strong work ethic and their relentless dedication to become the best they could be. This is the first time I have ever coached a varsity squad without an assistant coach. And I must admit that I was concerned that I wouldn't be able to carry all of the responsibility by myself. But seniors Julia Pruitt and Braylon Bentley stepped up to fill in the gaps. They taught countless cheers to the younger girls. They rolled out cheerleading mats so we could practice stunting. They helped keep me organized, and they offered an extra set of eyes on our stunts. Because in order to be able to fix a failing stunt, you need to be able to see it from the front and from the back. Julia and Braylon became those extra set of eyes for me. They helped me to create a positive atmosphere in our practices. Even though they were working with a very young squad, they were patient when the younger girls were struggling to learn a new skill, and they were always encouraging. Braylon and Julia did so much more than act as senior leaders on the squad. They essentially served as my assistant coaches, and for that I am truly grateful. I started the season with lofty goals for what I hoped we could accomplish as a squad. I wanted each girl to have the ability to stunt in up to 3 different positions. A couple of minor injuries, way too many rainy days, along with the inevitable sick days, made it a challenge to realize some of our goals this season. However, I am proud to report that we have become a much more versatile squad. These girls can side base, they can main base, they can front spot and back spot, and many of them were even tasked with learning to fly this year. When I look back on this season and on how these girls have grown and developed as cheerleaders, it's so blatantly obvious that their hard work has paid off. They have the ability to accomplish whatever they set their minds to, and I am so excited about the great momentum that I feel in our program. As we start looking towards next year, I will be counting on Abigail Kelly and Caitlin Johnson to lead us well. They will be tasked with continuing that momentum that has allowed us to accomplish so much in these past 2 years. I must also say that I expect great things from our 2 seniors, Braylon Bentley and Julia Pruitt, as they move on. They are strong leaders who have learned to work hard to accomplish their goals. They have carried the Westminster cheerleading program on their backs since they were in middle school, and they have stuck with it through the thick and thin. As they move on, they can rest assured that they have made their mark on our cheerleading program. Whether they have goals of cheering in college or whether they are ready to hang up their palms for a while, I am confident that these girls will continue to find success in whatever they choose to do. Varsity cheerleaders, I am incredibly proud of you, and I hope you are proud of yourselves. It has been my sincere pleasure to coach you, and I am already looking forward to another great season with you. Go Cats!